Hello and welcome. It is Wes here, and today we're going to be doing Mystery Person. That's right. We're finally doing this video. And I've had to reset the stream about, 15 times to get it to work. Holy crap, today it did not want to work. I was like, is that a sign? I don't know. Maybe I wasn't supposed to do this video, but whatever. We persevered on and we're going to try and do it anyways. Alright, if you're new to my channel, you can always find the timestamps down below in the comment section. Just look for my name, it'll be highlighted and pinned. Click to show more info and you'll see all the blue links there to go to whatever zodiac sign you want to watch. Alright, this video is pretty much a whatever video. It's just whoever comes out. It could be an ex-partner, maybe it's a new person. Alright, let's not get our hopes and expectations up. Alright, it's just a tarot reading, so please always use your judgment when watching tarot. Sometimes it's not going to sound like your situation, and that's okay. There's lots of great readers on YouTube, so there's really something for everybody. And if I don't get your message today, maybe next time I will. Alright, so let's, again, not freak out if I don't get your story, alright? I just want to give a shout out to all the great people that leave likes on my video, or those of you that have taking the time to hit the subscribe button, all right, or hype the video, all right. I do appreciate that, I really do. I do try to read the comments whenever possible, all right, and respond to some of them. And I'm very thankful for those of you that, again, take the time to type out a nice comment or something, all right. As far as the tarot videos, every once in a while I get, I do get people that write to me via my email, and they're kind of asking like if I'll do this video, or they throw ideas or something like that. And I just want to, I suppose I don't always address these things, but here's the thing. I have a full-time job, and I also have college stuff going on, and there's also other things for a future career that I'm doing right now, and it just eats a lot of my time. It really sucks, because I want to live in that world where there's just tons of time, and there's just not. All right, and I also have other commitments besides all of that stuff that I do on a weekly basis. So when push comes to shove, I really only have like a day pretty much to do a tarot reading. So that's why, there's so many delays between my videos. And when I thought about trying to introduce more content, I just, right now, it's just not going to work. So, I hope you guys understand. I know some of you don't really care, but there are some of you that do care. So it's not because I'm neglecting the channel. It's just I can't. That's just how it is. But I didn't want to give up on the channel, because I think most people in my position would have just probably thrown in the towel and been like, I just can't do YouTube anymore. But I still want to keep the channel alive, so I'm doing my best to obviously make the time to get at least one video out. Alright. Anyways, I think that's all I got to say. Oh, and the last thing. If you need to get a hold of me, speaking of that, you can find my email in the description box of my videos, all right? If you want a personal reading, or you just want to, again, leave some feedback. And if you do write to me, just give me some time to get back to you. I'm very slow with responses, so don't take it the wrong way or something if you write to me and you haven't heard from me, all right? It's not because I hate you, I swear. I do try to get back to people when I can, all right? All right, let's start with Aries. The great sign of Aries. We got here 4. Aries, you are the first sign, like always. Tell me about the mystery person for the sign of Aries. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can the cats know that are on the bed there? A card comes out. It says the 8 of Pentacles. So we got some, I believe, what is that? I think that's Virgo, actually. Yeah, Virgo energy there. So, let's clarify this. Why is this person being described as Eight of Pentacles? This could be somebody that is... Wow, we got 10 of Pentacles. So we got double pentacle energy here. So this is somebody that is either focusing heavily on their career. This could be somebody that is in management. Somebody that is working towards that. Spends a lot of time in I don't know, a company. I would imagine this is a person with some type of education. Or they're working towards some type of set of skills of some sort. Alright? Why is this important to know? Because it's not likely that we're dealing with a individual. If you were to speak to them and they told you they're doing absolutely nothing with their life and they're just kind of working a 9 to 5 at some warehouse or whatever and that's it, they're probably not showing up here. Alright? This person may have goals or ambitions. So if you were to talk to them, money may be a big focus in their mind. It could even be a bit annoying, or maybe you're kind of wondering if that's all that's on their mind. But this 10 of Pentacles is also important because it tells us that whoever this individual is, Aries, is working towards a future. Maybe they want you in it. I don't know. But I would imagine, based on this energy, this person probably has some degree of maturity and also standards. Alright, so they may be looking for a hard worker like an Aries. I remember, I brought this up once before on the channel, but there was a woman that was, in my opinion, I always look, because, you know, I read tarot and stuff, I always look for people that truly match the sign, their sun sign. Alright? I suppose the moon is equally important, but, you know, I always look at their sun sign, right? And I'm like, how good do they match that? You know, I try to find the person who's a carbon copy of that. And I did find one for an Aries. And she would send me pictures where because she was divorced from her husband, and then she's showing me, you know, I just mowed the whole lawn. Like, it was this huge lawn. She's just like, out in the lawnmower. And I'm like, wow. Just worked like the last 2 days, 12 hours, and then immediately it's not like relaxing or watching TV, it's like I just went to go and mow the entire yard. I'm like, that's an Aries right there, just getting it done. Get it done! So, trying to be, you know, who needs the landscaping service? I can do it myself. Alright. Taking care of business! We have the Ace of Wands coming out here. I don't know why that came out, but we'll see if that has any meaning in this reading. Tell us about this person, this mystery person for Aries. What's in this person's energy towards Aries? 2 cards come out. It says Death and 9 of Wands here. This person is very persistent, whoever they are. Alright, let's get one more card. Wow, we also have the 2 of Cups here, and we have the Devil reversed. So we'll take both of those. This seems to be some person, Aries, that it's suggested is wanting a new start. May also be trying to has an interest of some sort in working for a very particular kind of future. All right. This person's energy also kind of describes somebody that may also tell you that they're trying to avoid certain things. May even give you a reason as to why that is. This person may also tell you about a past relationship that they came out of. So if you're kind of reached that point and you're asking them like, oh, well, why are you single? Well, you know, I just came out of hell and, you know, managed to dodge a few bullets. And turns out I'm still intact. And I was just wondering if you'd like to go out for dinner or something. Yeah, you're like Aries getting all dressed and shit, and you're putting your bulletproof vest on. You're like, well, I better be careful myself. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so this may be a factor with this person. So no ways to know if this is true or not, but it's possible this person could tell you that they came out of something, but may not be a focus of the conversation. Right? It's highly suggestive that whoever this individual was came out of something and is actively working either on themselves, their career, or they're trying to push for a brand new start, move into a better direction here. So it seems like maybe, again, this would be a starting fresh kind of person. Translation, this person's looking for another relationship. How does this person see Aries currently? So we've got King of Cups here and the Queen of Pentacles. Right, so this is important because this tells us that this person may see you as a suitable, well, I don't want to say replacement, but that's really what's coming to mind. Because now it sounds so bad, because I know there'll be people, I'm not a replacement. Well, you know, if the person was with somebody before, then you are a replacement. Like everybody is, right? So, this is, in my opinion, pretty good here, though, because it does tell us at least one thing, is that this is a person, again, emphasizing some sort of maturity, looking for a long-term connection. You also have the King of Cups here. So imagine this person's emotionally mature, and again, looking for love, right? This Queen can also tell us about a person that may be looking for home kind of qualities, because she's most in the tarot aligned with that. Family, kids, or stay-at-home mom. You know, not all of you want to do that role, but it's just a suggestion that this person may be looking for something like that, or somebody that could like give the impression of that. You know, compatible, just to, you know, complete the unit type thing. The only reason I'm saying this and why I think this is the case is because this person's energy seems to be focused heavily on masculine stuff, like high focus on money, career, wealth. So it seems like they're looking for something that's very suitable. I would imagine also that this person is not a person that is going to probably be interested in bars and all this kind of stuff. They seem to be very mature, or would have some type of qualities of wisdom or knowledge. So that tells me that they have been around here for longer than 18 years. So we can probably say that this is someone in their late, well, not even 20s really, be most likely in their 30s or higher. Wow, we get 10 of Pentacles again. So, I don't know what that's to, but we'll take it again, given we got it earlier. So, 10 of Pentacles can tell us about long-term futures. Again, things that are around marriage, potentially, because it's a long-term gig. Why hasn't this person approached Aries yet? What is the challenge? So it's saying 3 of Swords, breakup or separation. So this person may be coming out of something. I suspect here, for this reading, Aries, you have a person that is, again, one of the key themes is that it's an individual that is transitioning out of a connection. All right? High chance, based on what I have here, that this is a person window shopping or looking or sees you as an option of some sort, a suitable companion, right? This person may not particularly want you to know that they came out of something, but I suspect it would inevitably come up. So this could be a way of knowing, you know, even though it's still generalized, who, you know, what this person's already going for, right? Most likely, this individual is, again, on the more mature side, looking for qualities that suggest more homebody kind of stuff, or somebody that could bear kids, or has, I don't know, deal with kids, right? I understand not everybody can deal with kids, so this may be a factor. It doesn't, but there's no ways for me to know if this person even has children, but maybe they do, right? This person does look like they are emotionally available, it suggests. So that is another side. This person may also not want, maybe low on the drama side, low on, I don't know, may also potentially be restrictive. Like they don't want to party. I'm not really sure if it's suggestive that they have like rules or something, or they don't. This devil reverse is almost suggesting detachment. So it's like implying like they have been aware of bad cycles or something, and it's like their goal is going to be not to repeat that. So I don't know if this person could be somebody that is a little bit on the checkbox list, like, oh, I don't do that. That ain't going to work for me. Nope, not going to be going back to that. I'm done with that. This is that I'm done with that person. So if you hear that, it could also be suggestive. But the biggest challenge it's suggesting why this person doesn't come around, it's almost implying is a disconnection, or they've, again, still coming out of this breakup or something around that. All right. This Ace of Wands came out for no reason, so it's just a gander, but I'm assuming this person may be gearing up or has interest to try and approach you and just see what happens. All right. Good luck to you, Aries. That's what I got for you. All right. So it could be a new person, is my guess. It could be, but we just don't know. Taurus. I hope all the Taurus people out there are doing great. Tell me about the person, our Taurus, or the mystery person for our Taurus. Who is this person? What can we know about the mystery person for Taurus, the sign of Taurus? If anything. I don't see. Alright, we're not getting anything from this deck. We'll try the Banana Tarot. What can we know about a mystery person for Taurus? Wow, you get a King of Pentacles immediately. This may be a, wow, fairly similar, well, we don't know actually off of one card, but Aries also got somebody that had a very similar energy, someone that is financial oriented, potentially mature, goal oriented. This person may be in their 30s or higher. Unless it's a 20-year-old or in their 20s that has their shit figured out. But I just can't really see that. But it's possible. You know, there are some 20-year-olds that, you know, right out the door already have have their business together and whatever. You know, if that's the case, then you can apply that too. But less likely. King of Pentacles is somebody that has traveled the roads quite a few times, suggesting they have gone through hurdles, struggles, problems. So this is likely a mature person. This person may have goals, be established, know what they want, potentially has interest in a structured way of living, or is improving themselves, I would assume. Tell us about this King of Pentacles. What is in their general energy towards Taurus, this mystery person that's being described as King of Pentacles? What can we know? Wow, I just can't get nothing with that deck. It's my main deck, but it's not giving nothing for this reading. Alright, a card comes out. So we have 9 of Pentacles reversed here. What else? Another card comes out. It says Ace of Pentacles reversed. Well, why is that energy going on towards Taurus? This is Devil. So it gives an answer, but given that it's a general reading, it wouldn't apply to all of you, which is the problem. What it's basically saying, and here's why, again, I have to figure out a way around this, because what it's basically saying is that in their general energy, there's some concern that it's if we're just talking without all the runaround here, is that it's suggestive of a partner that would be either too attached or would be there for the, may be there for the wrong reasons, or it's something that wouldn't really go anywhere. In other words, it's like a king that would meet somebody, and this is a concern, it's suggestive here, that they would meet a partner, right, that would maybe like what they have to offer or have to bring to the table, but may abuse that or use that to their advantage, right? So it's suggestive this person would be having the concern that, whether it's true or not, because it's likely it's not true, but there's some concern that it's like, well, I don't want to get played or used, or someone's gonna, they're just gonna be there for wrong reasons, right? So I'm sure anybody with a bit of money would have this concern that it's like, well, is the person really interested in you for you, or they're just there, because they like what you have to offer? So the Devil here is also suggestive that this person, it's a constant concern, or I would imagine that they've had problems with this in the past. So that's why it's showing up here. So with that being said, this person, if you were to speak to them, I would imagine could tell you about some more than one or more than one situations where it's been really bad for them. In other words, they got screwed pretty bad. This may be a fear of theirs or a concern of theirs. Both of these cards can talk about almost being taken advantage of, or situations that can not go in your favor, like when you kind of get screwed a little bit. So it's almost implying that there's a concern. In my opinion, this is like somebody that's just, they don't even know. They're just kind of applying it to anybody that they come in contact with, that it's a possibility, is what I'm trying to say. How does this person see Taurus? This King of Pentacles. So it says 7 of Swords and the Page of Swords. Why do they see Taurus in 7 of Swords energy? What is causing that? Judgment reversed. So this person seems to be very, whoever they are, is very unsure about you. Or sometimes is unsure of your motives or where you're going or what you're trying to achieve or what you're truly interested in or wanting. So I suspect that this is an individual that, again, carries a very consistent energy of being unsure. This person may have some problem with, well, not paranoia, but they may be a very suspicious person. They speculate a lot. This person does keep tabs or check out a Taurus, so it is implying that they most certainly are nosy. Suspicious is the word I'm looking at. This sounds very negative, but this let's ask this question. Why is the mystery person so suspicious? Why is the mystery person for Taurus so suspicious? So it says the Seven of Wands. This person is very guarded. Protective or guarded, but again, it doesn't tell us why. Why? I'll try one more time. Why does it show this mystery person as Seven of Wands or in a guarded state? What are they? We just get one fucking card. Why does it show the mystery person as a guarded or suspicious person? What causes that? It says Seven of Cups. So we'll ask more about that. Tell us about the Seven of Cups in relation to this King of Pentacles, this mystery person. Okay. We can get a functional deck here. Why is that? Why is Seven of Cups a concern of this mystery person? What can we do? Says Nine of Cups, the reversed. Tell us more. So it gives us two opposites. This is almost suggestive that this person is worried between two different things. That there's an unknown, and it repeats a similar energy again. That there's this person has some type of concern or worry that the connection is not genuine. I don't know why this is such a thing for this person, but they vacillate between two possibilities. That one, it'll be a deep, fulfilling connection, and the other, it'll be a draining connection where the person is disingenuine and not truly who they say they are. So Nine of Cups in the reversal can tell us about relationships that are sex without love. In other words, the person is just purely there, again, to have a good time, but as far as the true emotions or caring or authenticity towards that person, it's non-existent. So, but they wouldn't tell that person that. This would almost be like that when somebody says behind closed doors, yeah, I'm just there because, of the living situation. I don't really care what they do. But then they come back in the room, hey, honey, hey, oh, you're back from work, oh. Yeah, that would be like Nine of Cups. This can also talk about a lot of negative things as well. But my guess here is that this would most likely, for this reading, Taurus, describe an individual that has had a troubled past. Or to what extent, I don't know, but it's definitely suggesting some type of problem with either one or more individuals that have maybe scarred this person, which sounds very negative, but it also suggests something positive, is that they've definitely turned their life around. So this was the person, again, that may have strong focuses on morals, values, things like that. But the downside is, or the catch, is that they come across with a lot of suspicion out of concern that they may worry that the connection is not legitimate. So they may question motives of a person. I don't know if they would actually reveal this or make it very known. So, but that may be an unfortunate barrier. Like, maybe this person will act in a way that kind of suggests they're a little standoffish. I don't really know. What would it suggest a general Taurus impression would be of this mystery person if they came around? Card comes out. It says the Hangman reversed. Why does it say that? Why would it suggest the Hangman reversed? So this is suggesting a Taurus that, well, suppose we don't even need to clarify that. This is almost implying from a Taurus standpoint that this would be like a Taurus that gets the impression that this person has been stuck on something for too long, which may actually be true here. Because the Hangman can be somebody that unfortunately gets stuck in a certain way of looking at things because it's a perspective card when the upright, but in the reverse it can suggest somebody can't really quite change their perspective or how they see things. So that may be I don't know. I'm not really sure what to think of this reading because it's kind of like got the trade-off of it could be good, and this person's looking for something genuinely good, but there's this kind of barrier, and I don't know, for some of you may not, that may be a deal breaker, like you don't want to deal with it, you know. So, what happens if Taurus did deal with it? If Taurus dealt with this person, what could we expect, maybe? Card comes out. It says 10 of Wands reversed. Why does it say that? Why does that happen? Why does that happen? This is 4 of Wands. What causes 10 of Wands reversed? I don't understand. It says the Lover is reversed. So it gives a negative outcome because it's basically saying you give up on the connection. So you don't even bother with it. So it becomes too much for something like that. Why are we doing this reading then? Is the question we should be asking. Why even do why bother with this person? What are we missing here? Why would Taurus bother with this person then if it just doesn't work? Why would Taurus bother with this person if it doesn't work? It says Lover upright. So it's saying there is the potential, apparently, to be very good, explosive. So how does that happen though? How does that happen? The Lover's upright. How does that happen? It says the World. That's not going to give us an answer at all. Or what changes? Let's ask that. What is different between the Lover's reverse, 10 of Wands reverse, and the Lovers? What is different? So we have the 5 of Swords reversed. which does matter. Why was the Five of Swords happening to begin with? It says working with each other. Or cooperating with each other. So this is almost like implying that the biggest hurdle in this with whoever this person is, if we believe that this will play out like as it's saying it would, is that this individual may be somebody that is somewhat of a challenge to deal with at first. But it's saying if you're able to cooperate and work with this person, in other words, probably look past their issue here, then it's almost implying that if you're cooperative and work with them, then there won't be drama or some type of problem, which leads to the ending of this connection. So it's almost suggestive that there's high potential that you could actually have something very good with this person. But the catch is to try and navigate this problem. So I don't know what that entails and how working with somebody would look. I mean, what do you have to do? Bend over backwards? Well, potentially. I don't know. That may actually work. But anyways, that's what I got for you, Taurus. My overall impression for this reading is that this is just basically telling us of a narrative where there's a good and a bad outcome. Now, without much effort, it's almost implying that this would come to a logical end. Only because it seems like a Taurus that gives up on it. Because trying to make a relationship work seems too much of a burden. It's just not going where it needs to. But it's suggestive if somehow you were able to look past that or work with this person, in other words, not lead it into drama, then it does work out. And this person may become more trusting to you, grow with you, trust you more, no longer have this attitude of being cautious. But I don't know. Some people, again, just don't want to deal with that. Like, I don't have time for that. We live in this fast-paced society where people just like, I don't want to deal with that shit. I'm going to go doom scroll on YouTube for a little bit. Think about this. 10 hours later, I haven't thought about it. My bad. Still doom scrolling. Good luck to you, Taurus. Alright, who we got next? We got Gemini. Wow, I gotta speed it. That was a 20-minute read. What the fuck? I'm gonna go faster than that. So way too much time in that reading. Gemini! Tell me about the mystery person for the sign of Gemini. Can we know about who this person might be? It says the Four of Wands reversed. This is a person that you likely had a very unusual kind of relationship, or it didn't work out, or it had problems working out. What would have been the issue for the Four of Wands reversed between Gemini and this person? Challenge. So it says the Lovers. Why does it say that? Why does it say Lovers? What was the problem with the Lovers? What was the issue? It says a Queen of Swords. Again, doesn't tell us anything. Why the Queen of Swords? It says the Ten of Wands. So it suggests somebody, so it's almost implying that this was a passionate connection, but it's saying the querent inevitably suggested to whoever this was that it was draining them, or this connection was just too much to handle, and became kind of cold to this person. But it doesn't tell us why. It doesn't really say why, other than that it was too much work or taxing. So that tells us that there was passion between a Gemini and this person, but then that changed for some reason and became too much to deal with. Kind of odd. So, translation, this basically means that this person, something changed that no longer became favorable. What is in this person's energy? This mystery person for Gemini, what is in their energy towards Gemini? We got 9 of Wands reversed, and we have the 7 of Cups reversed. Another card comes out. It says Knight of Swords reversed. So it suggests this person wants to potentially say something to you, but doesn't. Or has an opinion, is not saying it. Tell us about the Knight of Swords reversed. What can we know about that? Why is it in their energy towards Gemini? Again, picking up where you started. We have the 8 of Wands. That can mean a lot of things though. But it is a card of rapid movement, restarting something, ramping something up, a project, getting something going, inserting a ton of energy. So why is this person holding that back? Because the problem is also showing in this 9 of Wands reversed, something that has become stuck or entrenched. This person seems to be aware of it. Like, in other words, they have clarity over that, or they are aware that something cannot move forwards. So it's almost implying that's why they're holding back. Why would this person, this mystery person, believe that the situation was 9 of Wands reversed? This is Ace of Swords reversed. It says because they don't have clarity over something. What is it they don't have clarity over? So it's saying this person believes that because they're lacking information, or they have an illusion, or they believe something, or they don't have clarity over something. What is it? Tell us about the Ace of Swords reversed. What is the distortion? Okay, we got a card. It says Page of Swords. Tell us more. Saying there's not much to see. What are they trying to find? Trying to find other suitors. So likely this person is concerned on who you are with, and they don't seem to know. So they're potentially under a narrative that you are seeing somebody, or maybe involved with someone else. Or this person may also be wondering if you are like doing stuff, or like still like what are you doing for fun, or who you're with. That is also a possibility. Like if you're going out to bars, or if you still have a certain kind of lifestyle. But I think that's more of a side thing. So Problem with the Three of Cups is there's so many meanings. Well, actually, I mean, a lot of the tarot cards can have a lot of meanings, but it can tell us about if we're looking at somebody that's trying to find something. When we're looking at Three of Cups energy, one thing that card does talk about is the celebration, the fun, contentment, things are going well, but it also talks about socializing. Not just with friends, but with people you haven't met, like new lovers, new suitors, because you never know where it's going to go, and you got to start somewhere. So, what is a popular spot to do that? Well, bars, obviously. I mean, but I get that not everybody, when you get older, that typically kind of declines. You know, people are less likely going to bars and things, but it's just a reference in some ways that is a common spot, you know, or dance halls or things like that. So this person seems to, I don't know, having some issue with, I think, wondering who you're with or what you're doing these days. Maybe you don't really reveal that, Gemini, or you're somebody that kind of is private about that, or you're private about what you're doing, or you make it hard so only like certain people can know. Why does it matter here? Because it's almost telling us that that's part of the reason why this person is. So this is like an individual that's looking at you in some ways and lacking, and they're lacking information to really know where you stand. So if we lived in the world where they had transparency and they could basically know with certainty who you're with and what you're doing, then it's almost implying like it would make their job easier to determine which way to go about you. But it's like saying like they're holding back because they don't really know. So they're kind of concluding that maybe it's not going to go anywhere. This could, again, also who this person might be, could have been somebody that you did, and it's highly suggestive of that you were with and had quite an intense relationship with. So I would imagine it's an ex in this reading. There's definitely also been some type of problems between the both of you where things became very stalled or grindy. Kind of like maybe you tried to work with this person or resolve stuff and it was just fucking couldn't do it. Like, or there was things that kept happening. I don't know. I don't want to. You can fill in the blanks here, Gemini. All right. How does this person? How does this person see Gemini? This mystery person. Wow. They see you as defensive, and I got this for I don't know who's on a different deck, but something similar. And Taurus is reading maybe I don't know, but they see you as very guarded. So again, this is going with that narrative that maybe you don't reveal much. It also could kind of suggest that you're not easy to approach. I would imagine it's probably more like you are easy to approach to certain people, but to others you may be very. Maybe in the past you were very easy and susceptible, Gemini, to being approached, but now you're a bit more guarded. But again, in my opinion, it's probably to certain types of people or certain individuals that you've known to be a problem. So this is not helping their case because it's almost implying like this person's aware that it's not going to be smooth sailing to come into the picture. So, I don't really know what to think of this reading, because if this is all true, then one would ask, maybe this is not a good person to deal with. If this person came around to Gemini, how would Gemini see them? This mystery person. says the Hangman reversed. Man, I got that in another deck too. For Taurus. Maybe you need to check the Taurus reading. Maybe there's some similarities there. Why the Hangman? Why would Gemini see this person as Hangman reversed? So it says the Page of Pentacles horizontal. So this is almost suggesting that this would be like a Gemini, I suspect, would be wondering about what to do with this person. Or it's either that, or it's you're on the fence, or you see them as on the fence about approaching you, or what they're wanting to do, or why they're there. Like you're seeing some type of hesitancy from them, or they're indecisive of some sort. So this is kind of a bizarre reading. Why even bother with this reading? Why? What is the point of it? There's too much friction in this reading. Says the Devil reversed. So detachment of some sort. Tell us more about the Devil reversed. So it's the end of some type of cycle, something. It says Nine of Swords reversed is also good. How does that happen? How did the Devil reversed and Nine of Swords reversed happen? How does that happen? What causes that? Between Gemini and this mystery person, what causes that? So it says an opportunity. Well, I don't know. I'm going to end the reading there, Gemini. Here's my final impression. Whoever this person is seems to be somebody that potentially you may have had a falling out with in the past. Could have been some high chemistry there at some point in time. I would imagine there was a connection at some point. It's suggesting all of that ended. The tone or behavior towards this person changed. Alright. This became a bit of a burden or too much for Gemini at some point, and that was probably communicated to this individual that I'm not dealing with this anymore. This person seems to be aware of it. They don't seem to know what's going on with you, or who you're with, or what you're doing, or what your goals are as far as partners. There is some wondering if this person, I'm guessing for some of you, if you are still, going to the bars, the clubs, or your social butterfly or something like that, who, again, this would come down to who you're talking with, what you're about these days, what you're focused on. They don't seem to have much clarity around that. They kind of see you as a bit of a guarded person or closed off, or you don't reveal much. It's suggestive on your side, if this person came around, there would be hesitation on your side towards them. You would also be kind of wondering why they're there or what they're wanting to do. Alright. I overall for this reading kind of see it as negative. There really isn't much upside to this, because if there is that much tension or whatever, then it's likely, and I'm like, it's there for a reason. But the tarot seems to suggest there's potential for some upside where things can kind of improve if there was some type of not so good cycle with this person. And saying the reversal, especially any stress or worries, would be kind of it would exit. All right, there could be a potential for a new start. I don't know about that. I think it really depends on the person. That seems to be a bit of a gamble there. So how would that probably happen? This would be like a person approaching, saying they're different. I'm not really doing those things anymore. My priorities have changed. Well, maybe that's true. I don't know. But I don't know. You'd be the judge of that. I personally, for someone like me, I wouldn't deal with an individual like that. But who knows? Maybe they have changed. Maybe if they can demonstrate something that aligns with you now. Like, I know I used to hate eating healthy and everything, but now I do that. Here's me. I'm at a fucking health clinic or something. Maybe that appeals to a Gemini. I don't know. This is almost implying that this, like, something with this person has changed, and that may be why this has the potential to work. But the downside is that there's all this past stuff it's saying that could get in the way, and that may be a barrier. So good luck to you, Gemini. That's what I got for you, but it sounds like you have potentially an ex that's in the background that's just trying to find more out. What my Gemini has been doing, you know. I can't listen to them, that the words Gemini and all these songs all the time. Maybe I need the real thing. I need to hit up the real thing. That's what I got to do. All right. Well, good luck to them. Hopefully they figure that out. Cancer. How are you doing, Cancer? I hope you're doing well. Tell me about the mystery person for the sign of Cancer. Who is this person? What can we know? What can Cancer know? What can the cats in the bed know? Mystery person for the sign of Cancer. What can we know? Nothing. It says you cannot know anything. I was trying the banana tarot. Try this deck. Oh, got cards flipped the wrong way. Alright, there we go. Tell us about the mystery person for the sign of Cancer. What can we know? Come on, you know? So we have a Queen of Wands reversed. You. Tell us more about the Queen of Wands reversed. It says Tower. So this is somebody it's suggesting here, Cancer, that you had a big falling out with and you have to stop seeing them, or you stop pursuing them, or change your behavior towards them. It can also suggest that you got along with this person quite well, or you were attracted to them. There was things about that you liked about them, but for some reason that energy shifted fast. All right, it's almost suggesting there was a blowout or something went wrong. Like something that was not working, or the universe didn't like it. I'm not really sure. Something around that. All right, so tell us about this mystery person that had a blowout with Cancer, or something had to end. Cancer was forced to leave the situation. Tell us about this person's general energy towards Cancer. We know. Come on, man. It's not. I keep saying I'm going to buy new decks, and then I just never get around to it. I need to do that today. Because these decks are just old. They're like sticking. Cards are sticking. They don't have that smooth kind of thing. We have the Queen of Wands again. So we automatically know that this person is seeing their Cancer again. It's basically saying I have not had enough. This person still finds you attractive, desirable, or there's some type of qualities about you. So this also tells us that long-term stuff this person isn't thinking about. They're thinking about maybe how you look, something you do, certain personality features, sexual things could be a thing here. Something around this. Again, personality could be strong. What else are they thinking about towards Cancer? They're thinking about the relationship that ended, it suggests. All right, cool. So again, this pretty much is straightforward. It's telling us about a person that is not over a Cancer. What are we having around 14? Just kidding. Hopefully it wasn't that bad, all right? But this person may want to reconcile. We split the deck with the king here. This person may also be a water sign. They still have romantic feelings for a Cancer. Where Cancer at? Just patiently waiting. I've got two jugs here. 2 mega pints. Well, it's really showing 1, but they kind of made it look like it's 2, and I'm just going to take it like it's 2. Probably wants to recreate, you know, a Cancer. Both have their mega pints. Thank the Lord for Johnny Depp for introducing to us that glorious terminology. A mega pint. That has never left me, like ever. A mega pint. Alright. How would this person see Cancer? This mystery person, how would they see Cancer? Oh man, I'm so sick of seeing this card today. Yeah, it's come out almost every sign, I think. We got the Hanging Man. At least it's upright this time. Why do they see Cancer as Hanging Man? Says Wheel of Fortune. What does that tell us? What does that mean for them? How do they see? Oh, okay, maybe it's thinking of it a different way. What do they see as different? What would be different? That would be a different outcome. It says love again. This person, so some of you, this is quite favorable because it is suggesting that this person is still seeing some type of potential where you and them are going to come around and it'll work out. But here's the thing. There's a lot of wishful thinking in this energy, suggesting that this is more of a roll of the dice. Don't really know how it works or how it happened, but so why would somebody be in that state? This guy almost, in my opinion, seems like you would have to be in a state of separation where there really isn't much of a potential for things to reconnect. So this person's like, kind of like, well, you know, God, maybe I need a bit of a Hail Mary here. All right, so they are still very interested in, again, I mean, shit, they're just waiting for a chance with a Cancer. So I would assume this is a Cancer that either has other options or you're, you know, maybe you're off the market. You could be dating someone already. Or you're seeing somebody, so maybe you're not even, this mystery person ain't even a priority. But there is manifestation here, so this person's Definitely hoping something's going to go in their favor. We also have a Tower here reversed. Find that interesting. We did split the deck there. So maybe that is suggestive, Cancer, that... Wow, you also have the Page after that. This is almost like opportunity after the storm. How would Cancer see this mystery person if this person just popped up, came around? Says you would be uncertain about this person. You wouldn't make any conclusion to it. Or you wouldn't have a conclusion, or you wouldn't know what to think. What is the reason Cancer would be in Two of Swords reversed energy towards this person? Says Seven of Swords reversed. So exposure or coming to light. Why is that a problem? What is that what is the problem with Seven of Swords reversed? Says walking away and death. No. Or having to leave a situation up. So, Eight of Cups, even though it's a walking away card, you got to remember something. It sometimes can describe when somebody had to leave something that they cared a lot about. So, there was factors or things around it where even though you put that effort in and it was good, you still had to leave. Because you knew that there's just some things you can't change, right? So it can be hard to have to walk away. But that's why the card still shows that there are cups upright, suggesting like a part of you you're having to leave behind. Sucks. And then you got the moon there, so there's the unknown. It's like you don't know what the future's going to be. So it's in the cups, their water energy, because that's a very emotional thing to have to sometimes leave situations you've put all that time and effort into. Sucks, right? But it's showing it like as a factor here. So like in other words, if this person came around that's already coming up to a Cancer's mind, that's putting you on pause. There's also something around like escape or evasion with that Seven of Swords being reversed here, but also something being revealed. In other words, no longer a secret. I'm just not really sure of what it's truly implying here. It's almost implying like, again, like a Cancer that left or had to leave, or you've already kind of moved past the situation. So there's kind of like this energy of like looking at it like, you know, I already closed that out. But there's a but. The fact that the Two of Swords is reversed is suggesting that you're sitting on it. In other words, your mind's telling you one thing, but there's some other part of you telling you another. Like, well, I don't exactly want to say no just yet. Why doesn't Cancer just make a decision to say no if this person comes around? What causes hesitation? How would Cancer hesitate to say no to this person? So it says the Hierophant. So you may have very similar qualities to this person, or values that align with this person, or there's things, or it could even be past commitment with this person that was important, or you see certain things about this person that are special or unique. Get one more card, and we also have this Empress here. I wonder if, for some of you, if there were kids involved, could be a thing here. So, here's what I've got for you, Cancer. All right. My overall impression for this reading is that it is an individual that you seem to have had, it's suggestive here, a fairly significant history or someone of importance. High chemistry, romance is possible between you and this person. Also, high possibility that there was a very synergistic connection. In other words, it's like when you guys got together, you're very easy to get along with, or you clicked very well. Conversations may have been effortless. It's possible here. You know, sometimes you get those connections where the conversation flow is not as good. But this is suggesting that there was high potential for a strong synergy between the both of you. All right. Also, attraction was a thing, at least from this person's side, finds you very desirable. Or qualities about you. I already went over all of that. All right. The biggest problem in this reading is the blowout that suggests that a Cancer had to leave this person. I suppose one could argue if they left you, but I mean, I'm just going my gut here. It's more suggestive maybe a Cancer that had to end this, or you just couldn't do anymore. All right. What really caused that decline? I don't know. We're not going to explore it here. It seems like there was something, and the Tower again can be unexpected or something coming to an end. It could have been some situation that really turned things upside down, or a series of situations that kind of were close together. But whatever the case was, it seems like there was a divide that occurred. You went their way, they went their way. But it shows them still reminiscing about you. There's a strong interest to come towards you. But I think there's like some wishful thinking on their side that something is going to go in their favor or it's going to change. We definitely know that they still have emotional feelings towards you. But there's a reflection, a pause from a Cancer that if this person came around, you just wouldn't be able to put a strong yes on this person, because it shows like there is still that concern of the past and what happened. But there is... The only thing I can conclude and why it's saying you wouldn't truly say no is because there's still some type of harmony or synergy between the values or qualities of the person. Like there's aspects about this person that maybe you see as unforgettable, or you still have interest in them. I don't know. Good luck to you, Cancer. That's what I got for you. This person definitely has strong attraction towards you. Or a person. You must be doing something. You must have done something right in the past year that was really just sent them sideways. Cancer made them randy, I guess. Do I make you randy? Leo. Hope all the Leos are doing great. tigers and the lions. Tell us about the mystery person for the sign of Leo. Who is this person? And a card comes out. So we have the Three of Cups showing up here. So you have Cancer energy. So this may be describing a person that you had a lot of times going out with. Maybe a lot of hanky-panky. This could have been a person that never really developed into a long or a actual relationship. I mean, I'm speculating here, but you may have gone out with this person, done stuff with them, go to, you know, had some coffee or gone hiking or I don't know, whatever, you know, use your imagination, all right? It could have been one of those things you guys texted, you called, seemed like it was going in the right direction, but that's all it's giving you. So my assumption is it never went to a relationship with this person. What, for the mystery person for Leo, what is on their mind towards Leo, their general energy? So 9 of Pentacles is good. So this person is seeing you potentially as single. What else? Wow, so this person sees you as strong potential for something long term. 9 is 1 away from the 10. This is clearly on this person's mind. So we have somebody at least that is looking for potentially a partner of some sort. But I would ask why that didn't happen before. Unless you are actively still interacting with this person, I don't know. That's possible. What do we got here? How does this person see Leo? It says Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, though. Why does this mystery person see Leo as Queen of Pentacles in the reverse? It says because she walked away. Well, that's a problem. That's a problem, Captain. So this person may view you as somebody that is not interested in them. Because it's almost implying that either you already kind of said your goodbyes, or you didn't even give them that courtesy. You just kind of weren't interested. This immediately tells me that it's like, hey, things were going good. We had a $200 sushi. We had all you can drink sake on Tuesdays or whatever. I don't know why we got the Japanese vibe going on here. I don't even like sushi, but whatever. Maybe that was your thing, or did some restaurant hopping or whatever. Sounds to me like there was potential, or both were just curious to see where it would go, but it's almost implying, at least from this person's perspective of the Leo, that kind of just decided that it wasn't for you. So, but this person's still seeing you as potential. So they're like, well, that kind of sucks. This Queen of Pentacles also in the reverse is kind of not good, because it can also suggest for some Leos where you're not displaying the qualities suggestive of somebody that really wants to have a long-term partner. You're more kind of like, I'm independent. I don't need anybody. You know, the Queen in the reversal is lacking the water, suggesting that she's emotionally a bit closed off. And so her priorities are not really focused on other things. It's more self-preservation, what I want, where I want to go right now. I'm focusing on my career, my own journey. There's nothing wrong with that. There's some people find that a completely healthy thing where they need time and space to themselves to just do what they got to do. That's fine, but there's a problem with that. You're not available for a relationship. So this person may view you as somebody that's just that, not available for a relationship. And but that's just one possibility there for some of you. Why would it suggest this? If a Leo walked away from this person before, what can the tarot tell us as a potential reason? So it says the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Tell us more about that. Says judgment. So you didn't. It's almost implying that you didn't really see a beginning with this person going anywhere. So the Knight, especially, is a very explorative card, especially when in grounded things, trying to see where something goes. You got to build that foundation. But this is saying the reversal. Like, there also could have been with judgment. That can talk about a new beginnings, but it can also suggest alignment and path. So you may have believed that this person had a different, like, where they were going maybe wasn't what you were, like, you guys could have maybe weren't, they were going there and you're going there. It could have been like a perception that that was the case, or they had different priorities to you. So it's like, well, I'm going to come up to the natural conclusion that we're probably not best suited for each other. Could have been a reason. If this person came around to Leo, a card really wanted to come out. It says Magician. We'll take that. If this person really wanted to come out to Leo, another card comes out. It says Nine of Wands. I'll put those two together. I'm going to get through the question this time. If this person, this mystery person, came around to Leo, how would Leo see them? Card comes out. It says you still see potential. That right? What a confusing reading. How could your opinion change so much? At least what it's saying here. What can the tarot tell us would change? Why would Leo's opinion towards this person change? I don't understand. Why would it say Leo opinion of this person has changed? What can we know? Says the reason why is because it's saying some of you may feel alone or disconnected or in a vulnerable point. So you're seeing this person now as an opportunity. So basically what it's saying is a driving reason why you're more open or receptive to this person is only because for certain Leos may feel like you're a bit, well, this being alone thing, it kind of sucks. And I'd rather have somebody. So here's my final impression here, Leo. This is a kind of a very different reading from the other ones, but this seems like a person, as I kind of pointed out once or twice already, that you kind of said no to them, or you weren't interested. There may have been concerns, or maybe what the other conclusion I came up with is that there's also that possibility is that you had some fear that you and this person were not aligned, and that was just you making the best decision for yourself, that it was, instead of wasting the time, it was better just to not, overly commit too much or risk too much. All right? But what I find odd is it's suggesting now this person sees you as an opportunity again, but it's not like 100%. It's just seeing you again as potential. And if you came around to this person, it would suggest that you would be open to it. So We'll see, I guess, what happens. Good luck to you, Leo. That's what I got for you, right? Virgo. All right. Hope all my Virgos are doing great. Wow, almost hit the power button. Wouldn't have been good. All right. Let's try a different deck. Tell us about the mystery person for the sign of Virgo. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can Virgo know? Mystery person for Virgo. So we have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse here. Some Taurus energy showing here. Why is this person being described as Seven of Pentacles reversed? It says the Chariot reverse. So it is saying for this particular person, some type of issue or problem kept on occurring that stalled things. Or created a problem or some issue that was stalling or causing issues with things moving forwards between you and them. Alright, but it does highlight that whatever this issue was happened more than once and wasn't changed, or it wasn't fixed, or couldn't be fixed, or somebody didn't want to fix it. I don't really know. Alright, but the results weren't necessarily good here. We have Ace of Swords. I'm going to put it back though. See if that comes back out. Alright, tell us about the general energy towards Virgo. The mystery person for Virgo. What is in their general energy towards Virgo? It says the Four of Swords. We have Libra energy there. We also have Cancer with the Chariot. Alright, and we have Temperance showing up as well. So this suggests that it's a person that you separated from, that you've had time and space away from. This person may want to try and work things out with you again. So probably an ex-partner for this reading. How does this person see Virgo? Mystery person for Virgo. Says Four of Cups reversed. So they see this situation with you, at least things have improved. Translation: if you had a bad attitude towards this person, or you're kind of pessimistic, or you're just like not very fond, this person seems to have the impression that has kind of shifted or passed. Why does that matter? Because it means you may be more susceptible to, I don't know, working something out with them. Hey, I kind of noticed that your middle finger towards me is no longer raised, so that must mean that things have improved, right? Not really. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hopefully it wasn't like anything like that. I'm just putting fuel in the fire here. Kind of have that tendency to do that. Need to stop. All right. So Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is important also in how they see you here, because it tells us that if Virgo was disappointed with this person, you were getting frustrated. Something that kept them going around in circles. That Virgo that was like, this is never going to fucking change. But the reversal can suggest an ending of that lull period. In other words, again, something has changed, or hopefully it's in the past. So this person's seeing that as potentially an opportunity. Alright. If this person was to come around to Virgo, the mystery person, how would Virgo see them? Card comes out. Says the world. Why does it say the world? I don't think that's right, but we'll clarify it. Says the Knight of Swords. Interesting. Why? What would cause enthusiasm towards this person? Why would Virgo? What does Virgo see as change? The two cards that come out. It says the Five of Cups and the Knight, or the Knight of Pentacles. So there's like either no longer some type of disappointment or lull period or mourning period or something like that. Things can move forwards. So this kind of suggests a Virgo that's would still also see a potential with this person. So it's not actually saying that you would be opposed to this person coming around. What is the challenge then? It says the King of Pentacles reversed, so they are the challenge. Why is the King reversed? What causes the mystery person to be in the reversal? Says the Queen, Court. So maybe the way that you talk with them. Well, what is the Queen doing that causes the King to be reversed? What does the Queen do that causes the King to be reversed? Says uncertainty. So, or something that you're asking about, or the way you asking. So this may be a queen that is frequently concerned about certain things, or you're wondering about certain things, or you're trying to find, you don't have answers to certain things. I don't know, something around that. For some reason, it causes this person to back off or become guarded towards you. Why does this king have a problem with that? Why does the king or the mystery person get bothered by these kinds of questions? Why does it aggravate them? Why, actually I should ask it like this. Why does the mystery person get aggravated with how Virgo approaches them? So it says the King of Wands reversed. Why? It says King of Wands reversed. what is the King doing in the reversal? The King of Wands reversed. Tell me more. 4 Cups. Because it's saying it starts bringing this shit back again. Here's my final impression for this reading, Virgo. You have a person here that is suggestive. You and them seem to, on paper, work. Okay? It shows that you still have interest in this person, whoever they are, and it seems that they have interest with you. But the problem that I'm troubled by in this reading is that it shows some type of issue that it already pointed out as being a persistent problem. Now, the unusual thing is, it almost implies that, like, that is over. But what it's saying is that this person's problem when it comes to you is that there's almost some type of awareness that I'm assuming that it's a Virgo that is going to bring up something or discuss something or would have issue with something specifically with this person. I don't know about anybody else, but with this person. And this person's almost anticipating that you're going to do something. And it drives them, it annoys them, or it puts them in a position. And it's almost leading to the same problem that's over. In other words, you're either complaining about something, or it's something that you don't like, or you have an issue with. So I don't know why why it's suggesting it's like a cyclic issue or something like that. So, if I had to take a guess, it's leading into the same issue as this again. But it's almost suggesting, though, like a Virgo that is the only reason why she's in this energy, it's implying is because of the moon. So, it's saying, like, there's unknowns or the road ahead. Maybe you're worried about the intentions, the motives, or why they're there. I don't know. But it's like, so it's like in this kind of like issue where it's like, yeah, you're excited for the person, but at the same time you're wanting answers to certain things. For some reason, this person gets apprehensive towards that, or like they see you as going back into the same kind of energy as before. So it's like they kind of react to it. I don't know. It's kind of an unusual way of describing things. So, I guess I haven't done advice for any of the readings, but maybe I'll ask advice on this because I really don't know what to think. What is the advice for Virgo? If Virgo deals with this person, what would be the advice to... It says the Fool. So the Fool is going to be the opposite of this. It is saying if you approach this person again, it's saying just take a chance, take a risk, right? The Fool carries one thing that is the opposite of this, is that this would be trying to find certainty and clarity about where things maybe are going. For example, this wouldn't. This is kind of like you're taking a chance in something, you have a general idea, but you're not going to overthink it, because it does have that problem with the moon energy in the Fool where you don't know certain things. You don't know why, like, where the road's going to lead you to, all right? But you're still embarking on that journey, all right? So who this applies to, and quite honestly, not everybody would want to take that chance, and that's fine, all right? But I suppose what it's trying to point out is that this is kind of an unusual issue, and the solution seems to be to just go with it. All right, but some of you may not want to do that, and that's fine. That's what I got for you, Virgo. All right, kind of a weird reading. I don't know what to really think about that. So it's basically telling you, like, what you're going to do to, like, not do that. But Wes, I will not do that. Okay. Well, you won't be doing that then. Libra. All right, Libra. Tell me about a mystery person for the sign of Libra. Who is this person? What can we know? What can Libra know? Mystery person for Libra. Says the Four of Pentacles. So we got Capricorn energy there. Tell us about the Four of Pentacles. Why are they being described as that? Says the Tower. So this could be a person that's recovering from something or got over something. It's in a tight spot. So it does describe whoever this person went through something significant. But it's suggesting with the Four of Pentacles energy, they overcame it. So, like the Four of Pentacles is like the problem with that energy is like it's not a. It can be sometimes a not so good energy, but it's for the most part. If you're looking at an individual or description, it's going to really describe somebody that is not in riches and wealth, but they're not poor either. They're in a stable position. They may have priorities. Things may be doing okay for them, but it's most times an energy that can come when someone's trying to rebuild something or, you know, keep the boat steady type thing. Alright, they may be also amassing wealth. So I would imagine it's somebody that is not, like, again, with that Tower there, it's almost suggesting like they had a big setback. What is their general energy towards Libra, this mystery person? So they do have interest in some sort of connection with you, or they see that potential. What else is in their energy towards Libra? Says the Eight of Pentacles reversed, so that is not favorable here. What is their concern around the Eight of Pentacles reversed? So they're going to immediately see some issue that's not there. Disappointment. So they know something has not worked between you and them in the past. That could be a repeating problem. In other words, the outcome doesn't improve, or it keeps playing out the same. Clearly, whatever these ideas aren't yielding good results. So it's saying there's a problem there that they're reflecting on. So this person's energy is split. So we've got two vacillating energies that are contradicting each other, which is I don't know. Could swing either way here. How does this person see Libra? So it says the Page here, but in the reverse. So this person may potentially spy on you, or they try to keep a low profile about viewing you or what you're doing. This person may also, again, anything to do with observing your pictures or what you're doing, being nosy. Quick search of your profile. Keep tabs on you. Gotta make sure you know what Libra's doing. what is the problem with the what keeps repeating between this person and Libra? What is a issue? What can't be fixed? What is a problem or a challenge that keeps repeating? So I have split the deck on this. 8 of Cups, suggesting there's always an ending or something. So we have the Emperor here. Tell us about the Emperor. Why is that a confliction with Libra? Or a challenge or a problem? Says choosing which way to go about things. So it's saying this person keeps coming at a crossroads when it comes to you on what to do. And again, we're seeing there is a what to do energy here. So this is describing a mystery person, Libra, that seems to be having a problem where you and them, or this person sees they see good between you and them, something that could be very positive, but they're also seeing that there's some catch between the both of you where it seems to make them vacillate about whether to stick around or not, or what to do. There's an outcome of some sort that keeps happening they don't like, or they get frustrated with, or they're concerned about. This has to be an individual that's had some interaction with you. I can't imagine it would be anyone new. Unless it was a situation that kept on not going anywhere. That could be a thing. So that would imply you never dated, but it just couldn't start. If this person came around to Libra, this mystery person, how would Libra see them? It says death. What would Libra's feelings be towards this person if they came around, this mystery person? How would Libra feel? So you have the Hierophant, but it's reversed. And how else would Libra feel? So it does say a bit guarded towards this person. Kind of a weird reading because it does kind of suggest a Libra that would be a little bit more on the fence about this person. Also, you may question this person's priorities or what they're truly after. Alright? You may see this person as too different to you in their beliefs or what they're about. So that could put you a little bit on, like, you don't, I'm not saying you don't trust this person, but you just may be almost suggesting that if this person came around, you would know that they're probably just trying to have a new start with you or trying to smooth things over. They want to see, you know. Kind of like clearing the air. This could also potentially suggest that this has happened more than once. In other words, this person has come around more than once, so it's not like your first rodeo. Doesn't mean to say it went anywhere. It's just like you just know that this person's come around. So card comes out. It says the Sun. Tell us about the Sun. Why did that come out? So my Magician. So those are both very positive. What does that have to do with the Sun and the Magician? What does that have to do with Libra and this mystery person? What can we know? So you do have the page here. So this is almost implying the potential for something to take off or start. Why doesn't it start then? Too many cards. Why doesn't it start then? Because based on what I'm seeing, it's not going to. So we have 3 of Cups. Why the 3 of Cups? So it says a Queen here. Why is that a problem though? Why is 3 of Cups an issue for the Queen? It says 9 of Pentacles reversed. What would Libra's, why does it suggest the Queen why would it suggest Libra has a problem with this person in the reversal? About the beginning or new chance. What is causing the Queen to be reversed? Let me ask that. So it says some type of concern. Libra, here's my final impression of this reading, right? Actually, I have too many impressions of this reading, is the problem. This seems like a situation that's kind of on a complicated scale of things, all right? As I pretty much pointed out before, it suggests in some ways that this person's been through something, all right? There is some focus on this person rebuilding themselves or focusing on himself. There is some energy of that. This person does keep tabs on you, it suggests, all right? They're in some type of split energy, suggesting one side is like, it wouldn't work, and the other side is suggesting some interest in a connection. All right. This person also shows as a bit of an indecisive energy where they may be very cautious or are looking for something particular, and when it doesn't go their way, then they kind of get indecisive or something like that. But it also shows a Libra that is a bit defensive towards this person or cautious towards this person. It also shows a Libra that gets in their head quite a bit, seems to be uncertain whether they're available to this person, and there's also some concern that when I ask around, why doesn't it just start, that maybe this person is potentially there just because they want to have a good time. In other words, they're not really there for the long haul. I don't really know in the world that plays out, like how would you solve something like that? I don't really know. Inevitably, the tarot probably sees the potential there, that there is some positivity or something that could work. Just don't know how you get there, right? Because it almost implies like 2 people that have different ways on how they're displaying uncertainty towards each other. There could also be a concern from a Libra side of being taken advantage of, or you're just being like, this person comes around and is not there for the best reasons, like that. But it's almost implying like a suspicion, not because it's true, because it's a suspicion that that's probably, like, in other words, they're there. Maybe they're giving me suggestions of wanting something long term, or they care about me, or they're happy to see me, or something like that. But they're really just there because they want to just have some fun, or they're bored, right? So it's almost like showing that you're very cautious to this person. There's also some wondering about a new start with this person. Like, are they there actually because they want to take a chance in something, or again, what is their reason for being there? So it seems like a Libra that would be very cautious towards this person, and so I'm not saying that's to everybody. It's just saying to this person. So that tells me in some ways that maybe you've already felt that there's a reason why you want to feel like that towards them, all right? And the odd thing is also that even if they came around, it's almost suggestive like you would know that's what they want, is maybe a new start, but even saying that, you're still cautious that maybe that's not true. So, I don't know. Good luck to you. That's what I got for you, Libra. Kind of a weird reading. Alright, this person also seems to be somebody that could be goal-oriented as well. Alright, so they may be very particular in what they're looking for, is my guess. Scorpio. I gotta show you this, Scorpio. Alright, you're getting the cat tour. Just look at those two right there. It's like it's turning into like a little what do you call it? A hotel or something like that for cats. Tell me about the mystery person for the sign of Scorpio. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? And what can Scorpio know? We get the Four of Pentacles, and we're not taking it. Because I just had that for another reading, and we're not doing that. Give me one other card other than Four of Pentacles for who this person might be. Alright, we get Five of Swords. Maybe we should take the Four of Pentacles. I'd rather read that, actually. Alright, tell me about the Five of Swords. The mystery person for Scorpio. Says a King of Cups of some sort. So it could be a water sign like yourself. What is the Five of Swords about? Says the Fool. We'll come back to this, because this is kind of confusing what it's saying here. What is in this person's general energy towards Scorpio? So, it's almost saying whoever this person is it almost ended it ended very quickly, and it could have been over some type of conflict. Shows this person quite disappointed how it ended, or what happened, or what took place. What else is this person's general energy towards Scorpio? Says a Tower. Okay. So this person's only disappointed because it's suggesting, so in their description, they are somebody that still has feelings towards you. I mean, it doesn't really, in my opinion, tell us what this Five of Swords is apart from this Fool. So what else can we know about the Five of Swords and the Fool energy? So it says things took off fast. And then what? It said it took off fast and then it started to get into problems. Like conflict, or there was disagreements. You know, Five of Wands is a competitive card. It's not always straight arguing with people, but it can sometimes be disagreements or, you know, sudden friction that starts happening. So this reading so far is talking about a Scorpio that this could have been a new person where it started very quickly, seemed like it was gonna go well, and then it started running just as fast as it started running into friction or problems. And then it's saying a loss for everybody. Evidently, this person is feeling that. Alright, well. But one thing we already know is, despite whatever I'm telling you here, this person still has interest in you. How they generated feelings that quick, we'll never know. I wish I could play that, like, Titanic right now. Because what I would do is, using AI, I would make, instead of Jack, we'll just have this King of Cups, and then we'd have Scorpio as the woman, whatever. Yeah, for whoever you are. I don't know how that song goes. You got the idea there. That's probably what's going through this guy's mind. and then you let him at the end just sink to the bottom. Is there room up there for me? No. Sorry. Just for me. Just Alright, how does this person see Scorpio? God. I gotta get that thought out, man. Scorpio, just like, nope. Sorry. It's nothing personal. So it says the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So this is misfortune. They see you with somebody, it kind of sucks. It didn't work out. So Ten of Pentacles is very negative. It's similar to the Wheel of Fortune when it's reversed, because it can simply just talk about bad times, bad luck. So this person sees this as a bit of a what happened kind of situation. Another card just comes out. They're very disappointed of having to walk away. So, or frustrated about this. Maybe it was a Scorpio that bounced up. Rose, come back! Two went on the boat and one left. Oh God. Scorpio, what are you doing? Jesus. If this person came around to Scorpio, how would Scorpio see them? This mystery person. You can't make this up. I mean, look at that. So you already know that this is a person. It would suggest that you immediately, your mind comes back to this, whatever the issues were. So I'm going to immediately, just by seeing that, this is suggesting that what we have here is a Scorpio. If we look at the attraction meter, when you guys were there in the beginning, it both increased, and then whenever this whatever happened, it's almost suggesting like yours went down, but theirs has continued to stay up, and it's almost suggesting that yours is still low. So you're seeing this person as potentially a problem, or it's going to be a challenge between you and them. So this is almost implying that rather than focusing on that, this is what's being focused on, is this whatever happened after. How does Scorpio feel towards this mystery person behind closed doors? It says you would still probably entertain a new beginning if things could be closed out the right way. It's like, I suppose I could go and get his corpse out the ocean. You know, don't really want to, but if I had to. I've been trying CPR, but you're kind of looking a little too far gone. How does Scorpio feel towards this mystery person? Oh my lord, this reading. What is Rose doing? So it still suggests, okay, you guys feel free to disagree, it's perfectly fine. When I'm asking the tarot, it's just a general consensus and whatever it's giving me. It is still saying behind closed doors a Scorpio that have interest in this person, but you are seeing this person. It's suggesting there's some problem from the past you're aware of that may be causing hesitation, right? What is the challenge with this situation? Because clearly it's suggesting there is one. It says some sort of, with the Four of Cups here. Well, that could be a lot of different things though. Why would that be the challenge? So it says the Chariot. It's like disappointed with how things move forwards. So it's saying that's a challenge. Why is that a challenge? Is it because you're thinking about it? Here's my final impression for your reading, Scorpio. I would normally stick around a bit longer, but it's turning out that this video is getting incredibly long, so I gotta move on. But your person, whoever this is, seems to be a person that still has romantic interest in you. All right. Evidently, you letting them sink to the bottom of the ocean has made the heart grow fonder for you. All right. This kind of suggests a situation that was hot and heavy, or it started in the right direction, or it took off pretty quick, but it ran into problems pretty fast, or as fast as it started. All right. What those issues were about, could it have been just little minor disagreements, or maybe you're starting to realize that, hey, you know, there was some things overlooked, and yeah, this is not going to work. Could have been something like that. Doesn't have to be arguments or anything like that. It could have just been just, you know, you're seeing things that maybe you overlooked on the first couple days. All right, something went wrong there. All right, this person kind of sees it as unfortunate, or sees you, you know, it's a bit of an unfortunate situation. It kind of implies or gives a suggestion that a Scorpio left this, or you needed to. All right. For some reason, it almost implies a Scorpio that potentially sees this person. You're not. It almost suggests like you wouldn't be focusing on the positives. You'd be focusing on what happened, and that's it, really. So you see this person as a source of friction, or like you're expecting that to happen again, or whatever caused the issue before, right? It says behind closed doors, though, in your feelings, there's still some side of you that is would consider restarting this, or has interest here. But which is which? I don't know. Right? The challenge it seems to suggest is the past on what happened. Like maybe it wasn't handled well or something like that, or it's tarnished something. I'm not sure. Right? But whatever the case is, this person seems to overlook all of that and is in the best energy here, right? Your energies are very different, though, too, though. Theirs seems to be far ahead. In other words, they seem to be, like, as far as the way that they, like, their feelings are developed, are much more than a Scorpio. The Scorpio seems to almost see this person as, like, you're still kind of a new person or something. Like, I don't really have any feelings. I'm open to it, but I don't have any real feelings for you. So I don't know why there's a suggestion that it's very different between the both of you. That could and the reason why it's important is because it can cause problems where one person is operating as if, you know, you're like this when really you're not. You know, and the other person's like, we aren't like that yet, type thing. So that creates a bit of a inconsistency where, I don't know. You know, one person's like looking at it like we're still kind of getting to know each other, and the other person's looking at it like we've been around for years or something like that, when that's not the case. I don't think that happens a lot, but I don't know, could happen here. Good luck to you, Scorpio. Sagittarius. Hope the Sag gang is doing great. Tell me about a mystery person for the sign of Sagittarius. Alright, we have the page here. This could be a new person. It is somebody that is suggestive, you know, is in orange tights and would like to offer you a goblet of some kind. Maybe a mineral water, an Aquafina, or a sherry on the rocks. Doesn't look like a mega pint, looks kind of like a regular sized cup, so maybe that's saying they just want to test the water with you. What is in this mystery person's general energy towards Sagittarius? A card comes out, says the Ten of Pentacles. Man, this card's been coming out a million times today. What else is in their general energy towards Sagittarius. So this person may be thinking long-term things. Doesn't mean to say that it's going to play out like that, but it's no crime to think. Alright? Ace of Wands. This person sees potential with you. Or a Sagittarius. How does this person see Sagittarius? So this is pretty positive energy coming from whoever this mystery person is. How do they currently see Sagittarius? And one would immediately ask why they haven't come towards you, if this is true. See Chariot. So there's really nothing negative at all. So this person may see you as quite active, or somebody that is managing or pushing through with your life, doing whatever you do, alright? Some of you could be going to the gym, working out. It could be you're in charge of your job, managing, you're independent, something around that. Or you're trying to take care of business or something around that. They also may see you as a bit of a go-getter. What? So we'll ask the obvious question, why hasn't this person approached Sagittarius later? Says the Ace of Cups again. Tell me more about that. So there's been no... The only thing I can think of is suggesting there hasn't been an opportunity for a beginning yet. Why would it say there's been no opportunity? It says the Six of Cups with the reverse. So something with the past. What about the past? If we're looking at the past. So it says something to do with you. You were involved with somebody else or attached to somebody else, Sagittarius. So this reading is pretty straightforward here. It is pointing out, probably the easiest reading I think today. Well, let me ask one more question, actually, before I finish up here. What, if this person came around to Sagittarius, how would Sagittarius see them? Come on now. So it said the Seven of Wands. Why would Sagittarius see them like that? It doesn't make any sense. So it says Nine of Pentacles. Why would this person appear as Seven of Wands energy towards Sagittarius? What causes that? Says because it hasn't moved forward, or couldn't move forward, it wasn't able to improve before. This is always suggesting that you would see this person as single and looking, but you would also have the impression that they're a bit apprehensive or guarded or something like that. But when I ask why that is, or they would appear that way, it's saying the Six of Swords reverse, suggesting there was some conflict to move things to calmer waters in the past, or there's been some issue where they couldn't make it go very far with you before. The only suggestion it gives is that you are potentially either emotionally or romantically involved or interested in somebody else from the past. In other words, your attention was elsewhere. Right? Here's my final impression for your reading, Sagittarius. You have an individual here that seems to have had interest in you in the past, but perhaps just it was a timing thing, I'm not really sure, but it kind of, as I pointed out, seems that you were preoccupied with something else, right? This time around, this person may potentially see an opportunity. Maybe that has changed, or something, again, they believe has changed. There's high energy suggesting this person sees you as a potential for it to go somewhere, right? But again, it shows them in a page energy. So there's only really one way to try, and that is to eventually approach you. But the only thing that's odd or unusual is that your response to them, if that were to happen, is actually not that welcoming. Well, I want to say it's not welcoming, but it's just, you would recognize that they are single, but you would see them as kind of like not in a very, you wouldn't see them as in this energy. It's almost suggesting that you would see them more in that. Like the way that they're approaching you. So I don't know what they do to give you that impression. But that's kind of an issue, because that kind of energy wouldn't generate chemistry. So, and the other factor here is potentially if this person has tried something with you in the past and it never went anywhere, then that is another factor why. So you may even be potentially a little bit guarded to them. In other words, yeah, they already tried in the past. So I don't, I'm not that interested. But it doesn't say that you're shut off to them entirely. It just says that you're kind of like not seeing them in a very loving energy. How would Sagittarius feel towards this mystery person if they came around? Give me one card. It says Four of Swords. Again, it's showing an energy where you're kind of like treating it like it's a done situation. Whatever. That's what I got for you, Sagittarius. Well, let me ask this. What is the challenge between Sagittarius and this person? What is the challenge? It's the last card. So it says judgment reversed is the challenge. How does that show up on Sagittarius' side, the judgment reversed? How does judgment reversed show up on Sagittarius' side only? It says Three of Cups. And how does it show up on this person's side? Judgment reversed. There's a challenge. Come on now. We have Two of Pentacles. What would be Sagittarius's So, you know what it's saying? It's kind of unusual. It's saying on your side, one of the things that can interfere with the direction is on their side, their approach needs to be more balanced. But on your side, it's saying your approach needs to be more loving or fun, which is the opposite of what it's saying you're going to do. The reason why it's pointing this out is because this person wants to come approach you, and it's saying you're not going to do that. And then this person comes in a way that makes it look like they're a little bit defensive, and it's saying they need to be more balanced. So it's saying that's the challenge. So what this can suggest with judgment being reversed is that both of you seem to have a path that's not aligned with each other, when it's saying it actually would work. Good luck to you, Sagittarius. You do what you want. What's the worst that can happen? You could just go on Tinder and swipe 10,000 more times. Alright. Let's go to, who do we got next? We got Capricorn next. The Capricorn. You can't win if you don't play. Tinder. Property of the Caesars Palace Casino. Oh god. Now we're gonna start having the casino sound. Every time you match, it's gonna be like where we make winners every day. God. Capricorn. How are you doing, Capricorn? Alright, Capricorn, let's do this. Tell us about the mystery person for Capricorn. Card comes out. Let's see what it says. This Ten of Cups is very positive. So it shows somebody that you closely connected to or had a close connection to. Tell us about this mystery person for Capricorn. It's being described as Ten of Cups. What is their general energy towards Capricorn? So we have Death. Oh. General energy towards Capricorn for a mystery person. So you have the Page. So this person would like to have a new beginning with you. They've even got their map out. So it shows that they're taking a lot of initiative to plan this out ahead of time. So even this cat here seems to be interested in the plan. How does this person see Capricorn? So this is highly suggest, and wow, let's see you as a Nine of Pentacles. So this person sees you as single, ready to mingle, or available. So I'm like, I don't see any problems here. So one would ask, is this a new person? There's Capricorn. There's your bottle of whatever, Pinot Noir, reading a book. For some of you, there's that abundance in the background, suggesting that you're doing quite well for yourself. I get that not every Capricorn's rolling in riches and stuff, but in the tarot you are, okay? So that's good. For the rest of you, the IRS is still siphoning off half your paycheck. Yeah. All right. Okay, so if this person came around to Capricorn, how would Capricorn see this? Card comes out. It says you would have to think about it. You've now moved from the pool under by the campfire. I need to do some kumbaya on this. Just go now. Why would Capricorn have to think about this person? It says Seven of Swords reversed. So something you found out or discovered. Or believe you found. Or it's something you know. What does Capricorn know? Or can we know? It says a Queen. We'll hold back reservation on that one. You found out, or the person shows up. Well, maybe this person was, you know, exploring the Queen of Wands. We don't know. It's possible. How would Capricorn feel towards this person? This mystery person for Capricorn. How would Capricorn feel towards them if they showed up? So we got a page here, so that's good. So it suggests that there would still be curiosity to potentially engage them. But it does show Three of Cups reversed here and the Devil. Could be a concern of somebody else. There may be some concern around that. Why does that show up? Or why is this concern of a Queen of Wands? Or another person? So it says King here. Hopefully this wasn't a married person. Okay. This may be a person that was unavailable or something around that and you're aware of it, but you're concerned about getting entangled with that. So this reading seems to point out something around that. There's also potential in this reading, and it's the only read so far, but potential for third-party situation, or there's, on your side, concern around it. What is the challenge here between Capricorn and this mystery person? What is the challenge? It says 5 of Cups, some sort of disappointment or bad energy here. How did that happen? How did the 5 of Cups happen? We also have Moon. So it says 10 of Swords. Oh my god. Good. So it's saying something very negative happened here. Alright, well, here's my final impression here, Capricorn. This particular reading is, in my opinion, pretty specific. It started out good, but here's what I'm going to say. Alright. This to me seems like an individual of some sort that, as I pointed out towards the end, there's a potential they may have been involved. Either they were married, or there was somebody else, or there was something else going on here. There's exceptionally high chance of third-party energy or something maybe that was going on you didn't know about. This is an exposure card. It almost suggests that you are thinking about it. In other words, you found out something in the past. So this story specifically talks about a Capricorn that discovered something. I'm sure it wasn't very pleasant. Alright. It shows, again, like this. I mean, look at that. This can talk about from affairs, disappointment from it. Alright. Exposure. We got a Queen. Alright. This King of Pentacles can also tell us about someone that was already married or involved or something around that. This person, whatever happened in the past, it's suggesting they see you as, again, single now. Alright? This death is telling us about putting something in the past or letting the past be the past and moving to a new chapter. This person may approach and say they want a brand new start, or things are clean and they still have feelings for you. It shows them as somebody that was probably promising you some type of future together, or that you and them were, you know, like this. Alright? It does show you as kind of, I don't know, a little bit wary to this person. If any of this is true, I'd probably just avoid this. This to me sounds like somebody, like, here's the thing. Maybe there is some truth and this person is done with whatever situation was in the past, but even if that is the case, if something like this happened, I wouldn't deal with it. Because it's just too much, you know? But, hey, you be the judge of that, alright, Capricorn? But it definitely shows an energy or somebody that you may not trust, is what I'm trying to say. So you can be the judge of how you want to interpret that. And it does also show some degree of a negative ending or betrayal even. So, thank you for watching. That's what I got for you, Capricorn. All right, most of the readings have been all right. This one was kind of negative, so sorry about that, but that's what came out. All right. Aquarius. Alright, Aqua Gang, let's see what comes out for our sign. Tell me about a mystery person for the sign of Aquarius. What can we know? What can Aquarius know? What can I know? What can we know? We got two cards that come out. We have the King of Pentacles reversed and the Justice. Alright. Why is the King reversed? It's because of a Queen, which is you. This may be somebody that is wanting to make or try and find some type of balance between the both of you or straighten something out. Alright, but what is going on in the King of Pentacles reversed energy? What is it suggesting? So they still have feelings for you. What else is going on in the King of Pentacles reversed energy? Or what energy is coming from the King of Pentacles reversed? This is the Tower. Okay, well. This person may be unstable or something around that. So, in other words, you know this person to be like, they've had problems. Suggesting. What is this mystery person's energy towards Aquarius? They do want to get something going with you, or they still have desire to maybe, you know, the Ace of Wands is a great spark card for anything. Anything you have interest in, if you want to see where it can go, you want to put some Wands energy. It's a match to spark. If it works, you can generate chemistry, which can lead to bigger and better things. All right, but you got to start somewhere. This card can be somebody that is literally approaching you in a spicy way, a flirty way, but of, you know, giving you attention, all right, or something, you know, any way that's going to grab your attention span to them. Right? So it's showing in their general energy towards you. What else is in their general energy towards Aquarius? It says King of Wands reversed. Why does it show King of Wands reversed towards Aquarius? It shows Four of Cups. Well, that's kind of split energy because there's like initiation, but also holding back, and because of some type of way they're perceiving the situation is not particularly good or favorable, or they're not seeing it as favorable to them. Why it's like that. How do they see Aquarius? How does this mystery person see Aquarius? They see success, or you're doing something right, or you're overcoming stuff, or you're confident, or something around that. Why does it show disappointment on their side? So it says Ace of Cups reversed. That doesn't really answer the question though. Why would it suggest it didn't go anywhere? So it says because of indecision or something got left on the fence. So it's saying they're disappointed because something hasn't gone anywhere with you, or it never went anywhere. Is that now or in the past? I don't know. So it's like they still, either they're still wanting to just have a go at it. I'm not really sure. That's what it seems like to me. If this person came around to Aquarius, how would Aquarius see them? If this person came around to Aquarius, how would how would Aquarius see them? It says 9 of Wands reversed, so that is not the greatest. What is the reason for 9 of Wands reversed? Tell us more. It says then the Knight of Wands. Why is that a bad thing? Why is the Knight of Wands a bad thing to Aquarius? It says Ace of Pentacles. That's not bad either. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you not be... This is positive, so the question is why you would have an issue with that. It's odd because it shows it in their feelings too. That's what they would be doing. Why would an Aquarius want this person to come around to them? I don't understand that. It says the Star reversed. How would Aquarius feel towards this person? Let's try a different deck. How would Aquarius, if this person came around to Aquarius, this mystery person, how would Aquarius feel? So it says the 10 of Cups, that is horizontal, and how else would Aquarius feel? Card comes out. So you're curious, but it's saying that so there is some part of you that still has some feelings towards this person, or connection to them, but not, it's also saying it's kind of lost. The odd thing is it almost implies that even if this person came around, it's like you're not receiving them in a positive way. Like, in other words, normally that kind of energy would imply that it's a person that's happy to receive it, but then in the Aquarius, for some reason is showing like you're just kind of like again or something like that, or you're seeing it as like some type of persistent thing, or but not in a good way. Tell me about the star reverse. So there, it's showing 5 of Wands reversed. What was the star reverse in relation to? So it says the 7 of Pentacles. That can't be right. Let's get a different deck. What was the star reverse in relation to? Get one more card. So it says 7 of Swords. That makes more sense. What else? Tell us about the 7 of Pentacles. So you got double 7s. This is a Queen here, which is you. So this is suggesting something that you were doing got taken advantage of, Aquarius, or it's for an Aquarius that felt like there was something they were working on or doing that got taken advantage of. And it's saying it's like an old wound, or it still persists. So even though you've kind of moved past it or left it alone, it's saying it's still there. So when it comes to this person, you maybe not trust them. There's that just came out, the Sun reverse. I don't know why. Clarify the Sun reverse. Is there anything we need to know about that? Says Justice reversed. Here's my final impression for this reading, Aquarius. Alright, this reading is very unusual, and it's hard to understand truly what it's trying to say here. My impression is that one thing that's definitive is that you have a person that seems persistent, or it's somebody that has, it would be for an Aquarius, where this person has made an appearance through, or pursued an Aquarius at various points in time. Doesn't mean to say it was successful, alright? But it sounds to me like there was a situation that seemed to work at one point, and you may have given this person a lot of trust or whatever, but it kind of suggests that whoever this mystery person is maybe did something that really, you felt was not the best. All right, and one would ask if it kind of scarred an Aquarius, or it kind of left a little bit of a sour taste that's been persisting for quite some time towards this person. It's like one of those things that like you would borderline is unforgivable, or you just don't, you don't want to let that go because it was so bad or something like that. But it's saying that even though you move past it, it's still there. And so when this person comes around, you're kind of, again, wary to them. Their energy suggests that they want to start something, and one of the approaches may even be to try and make things right with you, but who knows if that is true, because it does suggest there's still maybe some unknowns around that. Maybe this person is aware that that bothers you, right? But it shows on their side, like in their general energy towards you, like there's some kind of hesitancy, like they're hesitant to come towards you, or their results have not been good. Like, I know they haven't really made much progress. So maybe that's because an Aquarius that's resisting this person. It shows you as unsure towards them. So the only positive is that this person may have feelings towards you, but to me it seems like they are a chaotic personality, or somebody that maybe have some things going on themselves, where this situation is a bit up in the air, more so than usual, or it's complicated. What is the biggest challenge between Aquarius and this person? says the King of Cups. So something to do with this person and their romantic feelings. I'm assuming it's an Aquarius that doesn't feel like this person has displayed enough love towards them or something around that. Maybe this person was cold in the past or didn't really reveal their emotions or put you not as a priority or when it came to romance or love and romance. Why was the King of Cups a problem? It's my last card. Why was that the challenge? I'm going to take this because we split the deck on it, and this is being out in the cold. So this person may have been somebody that made you feel on the outs a lot, Aquarius, or like you weren't loved or something like that. So maybe it was a connection that was a bit one-sided, all right? That may help the swords fall out. I don't know. That's my guess here. But I don't know. I'm not sure what to think of this reading here, Aquarius. All right, but it's definitely somebody, it would imply as a mystery person that troubled you a little bit. More so than, you know, any other situation. Like, it's just one of those kind of weird situations that, like, you know, preoccupied your mind a lot, I would think. Good luck to you, Aquarius. That's what I got for you. It sounds like this person still has interest in you. Alright. Or they think about it, Aquarius. Thinking about their Aquarius. Last one. Pisces, you are the last sign. Alright, Pisces. Let's try and make it a good one. Tell me about a mystery person for the sign of Pisces. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can Pisces know? A card comes out. It says the Chariot in the reversed. So this could have been a person that you had difficulty moving things forwards with them. Alright. What is in this mystery person for Pisces? What is in their general energy towards Pisces? Or it's suggesting things became kind of stalled or stopped or couldn't move. There was some sort of issues. Showing death reversed, so this person still is not over something. What else? Also have Nine of Pentacles. This is a good energy. Person may be wondering if you're single without death again. So, but it's showing up right there. So I wonder if this person has interest to change something with you. How does this person see Pisces? This mystery person. How do they see Pisces? Not getting anything. Come on now. Alright, one card comes out. It says the Tower reverse. So evidently there was somebody that had a fallout with you, but the reversal is suggesting that's been passed or it's over. Alright? But something, again, with that being said, is still lingering. It shows up in their general energy. What is still lingering from... What is still lingering from the past? So it says a page. Tell me about the page. Why is that lingering? Fuck me, dude. So it says 5 of Cups reversed. Tell us more. Or not 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords. What was the 5 of Cups or 5 of Swords about? It says 2 of Swords reversed. What was the problem then? So, okay, so that was... If it resolved, then what is the problem with it? Oh, this deck is driving me nuts. So, it's saying something with you. Could have been a Pisces that became hesitant towards this person. So it's like almost saying like something resolved or moved forwards, and then a Pisces became a little hesitant towards this person, or your energy slowed towards them, despite them trying to apologize. So it's like if they tried to like mend something with you, it's like your energy started to flip, where you no longer were accepting it anymore. And then it's saying it's almost like things became stalled. If this person came around to Pisces, how would Pisces see them? Wow, you got the star here. So, just ask how you would feel first. And we have the sun. How would Pisces feel towards this mystery person if they came around to Pisces? So it says strength in the reverse. And what else? How else would Pisces feel towards this person? So it's saying you would still entertain them, but you wouldn't be confident in it. Why is sun energy there for Pisces? Why does the sun come out? Tell us about the sun. Because of them. Well, some of you will disagree with this, but I don't know which Pisces this is for, but it's almost implying that whoever this individual is, it sounds like there must have been, or at least presently has been a space between the both of you. And this person's arrival back in the picture is actually received with positivity. Well, no, I'm not saying you're jumping on the, you know, you're not like putting confetti in the air and all this. That's not what I'm saying, all right? But what I am saying is it seems that it's the energy is almost welcoming, because the star can be something healing. The sun is being happy or content, and we have a king that seems to be coming back into the picture. There's also interest to communicate or talk, but the only thing here is it's saying there's a bit of a loss of confidence, though. So despite all of that, there's still some uncertainty that this could be nothing, like a nothing burger. Why is strength reversed? Why would Pisces feel the strength reversed? What is the reason for that? It says you may feel this king or this mystery person is not being very honest with you. Well, there's the problem. So you may not trust what they're telling you, I would suggest. Or you may be suspicious of it, or they're withholding something from you, or like not giving you the full picture, maybe. What is the challenge between Pisces and this mystery person? So it says the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So it's saying working with each other is a challenge or a problem. Why is that? What causes the 3 of Pentacles to be reversed? What causes the 3 of Pentacles to become reversed? says the moon reversed. What is not clear? Says Seven of Wands reversed. So this seems to be, it's saying as far as cooperation goes, there seems to be, because it's implying that the moon in the reverse is still upright. So that means that basically the Seven of Wands reversed is somebody fighting for the connection or not. So it's basically saying a Pisces that would be like somewhat, well, in the challenge here, from your side. Well, I suppose it would apply to their side too, but it's almost a question of, are we actually putting effort into this, you and me? Are we both putting effort into this, or is it just one of us? So there seems to be some type of confusion around that. Why would this concern appear? Because it's saying that this would be like two people coming together, and then one person's having the idea of a connection and the other, you don't know, right? So maybe there's that problem there. So one would ask the question, well, am I the only one putting effort in, or am I jumping the gun here and the other person doesn't really care? Because you don't want to be the person that's doing everything and realize that like they're not even trying. Seems to be some issue around that, or a lack of transparency. It's saying that is a bit of a challenge. So in plain English, when this person comes around, it seems like their motives would be unclear to you. Like you're like, well, I don't really know what they're trying to do. Like, I'm glad it almost, but it shows like a Pisces that, whether you agree with it or not, because I know some of you will say that, oh, I don't want to see them again. Well, that's fine. You don't have to. But it's saying for some Pisces, it would be open to this person's arrival or presence. But again, you wouldn't be very confident that, you know, maybe there's a lack of clarity, or something's being withheld from you. And also maybe the direction of things. I mean, if I'm honest, their direction does seem a little unusual, because it's not very clear, other than potentially they see you as singles. I don't really know what they're trying to do. What is this person? The mystery person for Pisces. What are they hiding from Pisces? Let's ask this as a bonus question, see if anything pops up. It says Six of Cups. Why do they hide that? So it says the Knight here. So this person still, I think, has interest, or there's some type of positivity around you that they still think they want to embark or explore. But my overall impression, Pisces, is this person seems to be more in their energy is not showing like anyone that's truly looking for a commitment. It's more exploring. And you seem to be an option for that. So, like, it's still in that gray area where they don't really know. But there are things about you which seem to be positive. But this overall kind of is a little bit of a complicated situation. So, I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think. That's all I got for you, Pisces. Alright, but the positive is that you have, again, you still have somebody that's interested, suggestive. Good luck to you. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. I think I'm going to do If You're Not Talking is the next one. Alright, bye for now, guys. Bye. There we go.